Hey, good morning, guys. What's going on? I'm out at it again. Out getting a run in before I head to Houston tonight. I'm going to Houston tonight for the Black Wealth Boot Camp. And if you want to go, just the link is in the bio if you want to come join us in Houston. And also, I'm going to be on the Ghetto Boys Reloaded podcast. I guess tomorrow. Wait, today's Thursday. So I guess I'll be on there tomorrow. I don't know when they're going to air it, though. It'll be recorded tomorrow. So anyway, I was thinking about this morning, right? And good morning to you, Red Locks. I see you. All right, so here's what I was thinking about. I was having a conversation with somebody, and it was a conversation about the difference between intelligent black people, regular black people, and the ones that want to be niggas. You know what I mean? The N-word. I'm not going to say it again, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Just that mentality that mainstream media promotes, that wants you to be as ignorant as possible, that wants you to be as destructive as possible, that wants you to be as backward as possible, that doesn't want you to advance. And a lot of us embrace this, right? So we have people, unfortunately, who have the double whammy, the double curse of being ignorant and stubborn. Like, it's one thing if you're ignorant and you want to learn more. I respect that. You know, you can't help if you're ignorant. But if you want to learn more and you say, gosh, I don't know anything, but teach me, I get that, because we've all been ignorant at some point. But when you're ignorant and you're stubbornly committed to being ignorant, that's very frustrating. Or you are closed-minded and you're determined to remain closed-minded, or you, or you stuck on stupid, but you think that you're the smartest person in the room. I don't know what to do with that, right? And I'll be honest with you, as much as I love black people, I can't say I love everything about every black person everywhere. I just don't. I'm not, I just saw a video about can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me okay. I just saw a video about a black man who shot a man and his daughter, and it just kind of sickened me. It's like, dude, come on. I'm not going to stand by you if you're black and you do some crazy stuff like that. So anyway, can you guys hear me okay? A lot of times if something comes on my screen and I hit the button, okay, you can hear me, thank you. All right, so anyway, so here's what I was thinking about. This is what inspired me in terms of today's conversation is I really want you to really understand something I figured out over time. And I knew it probably 20 years ago, but now I really know it because I've seen these examples. Small-minded people, listening to small-minded people will absolutely destroy every great thing you could ever do. It is demoralizing. It is misguiding. It is so destructive to anything that you're trying to do. You're coming in and you've got a head full of steam, big ideas that are going to go change the world, something amazing you want to do, break a generational curse, go to a level nobody in your family's ever gone. And then you talk to that nigga. You know what I'm talking about. Then you talk to that person in your family. It might be your own damn parent. Your own parent, who then invokes the curse of fear. Well, that might not, if that don't work, you're going to lose everything. I don't think that's what you want to do. That's kind of crazy. That's stupid. You shouldn't be doing that. Or they invoke the curse of ignorance because they've never seen it. They didn't know that's possible. It could be something small, like I want to make $10,000 a month. I knew somebody like that who literally told her friends at work, she had a minimum wage job. She said, one day I'm going to make $10,000 a month. They said, that's not possible. How the fuck are you kidding me right now? They literally said, that's crazy. That's unrealistic. Nobody makes that much money. How dumb is that, right? How many thousands of millions of people are there in this country that make over $10,000 a month, right? So here's my point. This is what I really kind of wanted to share, because I was internalized. I said, shit, I've seen people pass up multi-million, massive opportunities, like the chance to do something really extraordinary, throw away a ton of talent because they talked to some ignorant ass person in their own family who got them thinking small again. And I just want you to understand that is such a curse. That is such a curse, and that will destroy you. That will destroy you. When you really have something big that you're trying to do, something different, unique, something overwhelming, something hard, be mindful of who you tell. Like, some people, you can't tell them what you're trying to do until it's done. You can't tell them, because you can't even ask them to try to visualize it, because they just don't have any vision. They don't have that vision. They can visualize their 9-to-5 job, or their regular little life, or whatever the hell, or their little abusive relationship, or whatever, or their baby mama, baby daddy status. They can't visualize like a happy marriage. They can't visualize you living good and living in a nice neighborhood. They can't visualize you making lots of money without going to work every day. They can't visualize any of that. So when you tell them these things, sometimes people will not only dampen your spirit and kill it, but they won't even be malicious when they're doing it. They'll do it because, and the reason they'll be determined to do it, this is where that ignorance and stubbornness comes into play. They'll be determined to do it in a lot of cases because they love you. They think that they're helping you. They think they're protecting you by bringing you down to earth, right? Well, I just don't want you to get hurt, and I just want to make sure. Shut up. Like, seriously. Like, really, here's the thing. Here's what I want you to understand. Here's the secret in terms of doing big things. And you're talking to a person. I can name probably 20 things I've done in my life that nobody in my family had ever done, right? So I got some experience in this area. Like I'm not kidding. I'm not a 51-year-old man with a long list of regrets and, oh, I messed up my life and I should have done this. No. I told my mother the other day, I said, it's really strange that at the age of 51, I can honestly say that it's really weird when your life goes exactly the way you planned it. Like when I was 21 or 20 and I had been dumped in a relationship. It was my daughter's mom, and I was really sad, and I was just like broken, because your first heartbreak is like the worst thing. And I was crying, and I was paralyzed on the floor because I was crying so much. I said, I remember thinking to myself, one day I'm going to be successful, and one day you're going to regret the fact that you didn't, stick with me, right? And now I don't feel that way. Now there's no hard feelings, no remorse or anger. But I remember thinking that at 20 years old, and literally 30 years later, my life went exactly the way I thought it was going to go, right? So that's where this is coming from. I'm not theorizing here. I'm talking about practical reality stuff. And so here's the deal. Every hard thing you ever want to do, oh, it's windy. Can you guys hear me? Okay, yeah, sorry about the wind. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm sorry. In fact, I don't even want to repeat that story from 30 years ago, because I feel like it's more like a personal thing. I don't want to make anybody feel bad. But anyway, so here's the thing. Here's a simple idea. When you're doing something that is hard, don't think of it as like this impossible dream. It's just like a math problem. It's a fucking math problem. That's all it is. And it might be a math problem. See, there's different levels of math problems. I was a math teacher. I taught math at the University of Kentucky. I taught trigonometry. It was hard because I didn't understand trig that well, but I learned it. And here's the thing. There are some math problems that are easy. Like 2 + 2 is 4. Most people live there. Most people live on that plane their whole life. They live on the 2 + 2 = 4 level. So they're not trying to do hard things. They're setting small goals. They're accomplishing small things because they don't want to be disappointed. They don't want to fail. They don't want to be embarrassed. They don't have the confidence, whatever. And that's fine. But then there are like really hard math problems. There are problems that only have one really difficult solution to find, that only 1% of all mathematicians on the planet can solve these problems. But those problems also have solutions, right? So when you're doing something hard, it's really like solving a really hard math problem. Like if I say I want to walk 10 feet, that's an easy problem. I just got to take 10 steps and I'm there. That's 2 + 2 is 4. But if I say I want to climb Mount Everest, and I want to do it without using oxygen, that's a really hard problem, right? So if I go to somebody who doesn't have the motivation or the vision to be able to solve a problem at that magnitude, what they're going to say is, well, that's not possible. That's impossible. What are you doing? That's crazy. You're setting your sights too high. That's insane. What's wrong with you? Do you know all the different ways you could die climbing Mount Everest? Do you know all the bad things that can happen if you don't have enough oxygen? Do you know what happened? I knew somebody who climbed Mount Everest and he froze to death, right? And all that negative shit is going inside your brain. You're hearing all this. And what that's doing is it's peer pressure. It's bringing you down to their level. You started the day extraordinary, and at the end of the day, you're mediocre. because you've been internalizing the poison of mediocrity. You've been internalizing that nigga energy, that small-minded energy, that broke back energy that isn't going to allow you to soar. So by the end of the day, you're scared. You don't have any solutions. You don't know if you can do it anymore, right? So basically, what I would say to you is that if you have a problem like that, or something you're trying to do on that level, you can only share that vision with certain people. If you're going to talk about climbing Mount Everest with no oxygen, the only people you should talk to about it are people who are either insanely enthusiastic and supportive of you, people who will do whatever they can to find solutions for you, who will say, well, that's going to be really hard. But, I read a book somewhere that says that if you do this, this, and this, and you eat this kind of food and you work out this kind of way, you can actually get up there without oxygen. Or let's study a case study, right? Like those people that really have your back, that also believe in you, that want what you want, that support your passion, that are in alignment with whatever alignment you're trying to be on, right? Or you talk to people who already fucking done it, right? You talk to somebody who knows what the hell's going on, who isn't going to look at it as some impossible feat. They're going to say, well, I did it and it was really hard and here's what you watch out for. Because here's the thing. People never help you when they explain to you all the reasons why you might fail. It doesn't help me if you're telling me all of the hazards and all of the risks and all the things that could go wrong. That doesn't really help me very much. When you name it, like if I'm doing something really hard, if I'm solving a really hard math problem, there's 999,000 ways to solve the problem incorrectly. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like if you're solving a really hard math problem, there are far more incorrect solutions than there are correct solutions. So reciting to me all of the wrong ways to solve the problem does not help me solve the problem. I'm looking for a needle in the haystack, and you're making me count all the little strands of hay. I need the needle. I don't want more hay. I don't want hay-ass Negroes in my life. I need needle seekers. I need people that are like, okay, that's really difficult, but let's figure it out. Let's go find this needle in this haystack. That's what you have to have, because if you don't, small-minded people will kill you. They will destroy you, man. I think about a kid I knew who was so talented, had a massive opportunity, could have made millions of dollars. I saw it because I'd already done it. Like, again, I'm a person that's made millions of dollars, so I don't look at it as like, oh, that's impossible. You can't. No. I'm like, yeah, well, you make your first 100,000, then you make $500,000, then you get to $1 million. I've seen it many times, and I have many friends who've seen it, right? So I told him, I said, yeah, oh my God, you got a great opportunity. If you do this and this and this, oh, you'll be a millionaire by the time you're 28 years old. But the kid had a small-minded mother. The small-minded mother was like, well, that's scary. I don't know if that's going to work. Well, that's crazy. What are you talking crazy now? That don't make no sense. Oh, that's a lie. That ain't going to really happen. It ain't going to work like that. And the crazy part about it was that the kid's mother knew nothing about what she was talking about. Knew nothing. But the problem is that this person was heavily influential in the mind of this kid. So this kid would go talk to their mama and come back like thinking like a peanut, like thinking on level 0, would go literally from high level mathematics to 2 + 2 is 4 again, because that's where he was raised. He was raised in a 2 + 2 = 4 kind of environment. So I would just tell you, this is just my point today. This is what was on my mind, on my heart, because we're all learning these lessons. Even if you know the lesson, sometimes you got to reiterate it. Every day I wake up thinking about this stuff, because every day, it can happen to anybody. It can affect anybody, right? So every day I wake up trying to remind myself who I want to be. And one thing I'm absolutely determined about, and this is my 2 cents. If you have a big goal, just keep it to yourself. Say it to yourself over and over. Study people who've accomplished that thing. Talk to people who are optimistic, intelligent, and have enough vision to process the goal. You got to protect that dream. When the dream is small and the dream is new, you got to protect it like a newborn baby. A newborn baby is very vulnerable. Little things can kill the baby. So you got to keep that baby in an incubator, keep the baby in the hospital, keep the baby away from toxins and poisons and viruses and germs until the baby's strong enough to withstand all that, right? So basically protect that dream. Don't share it with everybody. But then as you're accomplishing it, if you want to start talking about it, go for it. And then, but also remember, when you're early in that stage, in my opinion, you got to do, if you're going to be talking, don't do a lot of listening to people that are going to give you negative feedback or tell you why it won't work or tell you that you're crazy or out of pocket. Once the dream gets built, then if you want to show people, then that's great. Then you become a light. You become a guiding light for small-minded people who say, wow, I didn't know that was possible. You know, I remember when I was trying to get my PhD in finance, nobody in my family did stuff like this. And there was no African-American on the entire planet who got a PhD in finance the year I got it. And I got a real PhD. You got some people out here that got these little fake degrees and, you know, they got doctorates on the weekends, honorary doctorates, all that. No, I really worked for my shit. It was really hard. And when I did it, nobody understood what I was doing. There was nobody in my culture that even understood why a person would be in school at the age of 30. They did not get it. You know, and I would go to class and I would meet students from Russia and China, where I knew a Chinese student who was in school till he was 35. You know, he was on his second PhD, right? So you have some people that are part of that culture. I wasn't. And I remember I would go to family reunions and they would just kind of look at me like, huh, you still in school, huh? You know, and it was kind of like it was kind of like that. That was the chatter, like, okay, he's just sitting in school because he's trying to not go get a job. And it wasn't because I didn't want to go get a job. I just had a dream. I had a goal. I was like, I want to be Dr. Boyce Watkins one day. And it's really, really difficult. And I didn't have a lot of guidance. I didn't have a lot of support. I didn't have a lot of protection. I didn't have a lot of mentorship. There was two black men I met along the way that mentored me. And I appreciate those guys, Dr. Tommy Whitler and Dr. W.C. Benton. But I didn't have any other support. You know, the white people weren't really helping me. Nobody was. And I had to fight through it. But then once I did it, I had people say, wow, you did that. I didn't even understand what you were doing all those years you were doing it. I didn't think you were going to ever do it, right? So it's okay. You can forgive people for being small-minded, but you got to think of it like a disease that they have to some extent. They've been infected with this virus of fear, this virus of limitation, this virus of ignorance in some cases, this very bad culture. So to some extent, they're like somebody who has a virus and you love them and you want to hug them, but you got to socially distance because you don't want to catch what they caught, right? It's like, I love you, but I got to love you from a distance because whatever you got that's making you not reach your potential, I don't want that. Whatever you got that's making you not see your possibilities, I don't want that. Whatever you got that's making you sort of hamstrung by your insecurities, I don't need any of that. I want to be injected with vitamins, not with germs, right? So the vitamins that you inject yourself with every day are the vitamins of confidence, the vitamins of self-love, the vitamins of goal setting, right? Like all these things, these are the vitamins. These are things I inject myself with every day. That's why I sound like a weirdo every day, because every day I'm injecting myself with, I've studied the subconscious mind. All I do is repeat mantras to myself all day long that are going to remind me that I have the power of God in me. If I can just pull that shit out, that if I just keep focused long enough, I can become anything I want to be, right? And the thing is, sometimes it's hard because you don't really know. Sometimes you're like, gosh, well, I can't do that. Right? You question yourself, but then you got to stop it. You shut that down and you focus. Vitamins, more vitamins, more vitamins. And the more challenging the environment gets, the more vitamins you got to inject yourself with. It's really emotional steroids. Really, every single day. It's a constant injection. And then at the same time, you got to avoid the germs. You avoid the germs. You avoid the diseases. This niggerosity that's everywhere. I don't want no parts of that. All that fear. I ain't trying to live over there. Ignorance ain't never helped a black man. And I've never seen a black man benefit from being ignorant. I don't want to be ignorant. I don't want to be small-minded. I don't want to be scared. I don't want to be no punk. So whatever your vitamins are, figure out maybe 3 or 4 things you got to inject yourself with every day, and inject it relentlessly, like it's a drug. You gotta keep doing it over and over. You can't just do it one time and have it stick, because life wears you down sometimes, right? So every morning, inject yourself with the vitamins and avoid the germs. So figure out your top 3 germs that you want to avoid, and the top 3 vitamins you want to inject yourself with. And I guarantee you'll start to notice an adjustment in your performance. At that point, you just put in the work, and you'll be amazed at what you can do. All right, I know that there's wind. I hope you guys can hear me. I tried to talk loud enough so you can hear me through the wind. I'm going to hang up because, health is wealth. I got to go out here and do my run. I'm going to Houston this weekend. If you live in Houston or you want to fly in, it's not too late. We start on Friday. We're going to do 2 days of a Black Wealth Boot Camp in Houston. The link is in the bio. Also, my new book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. I saw some of you mention it. It's a great book. I think you guys will like it. It's literally a Black Wealth blueprint, a Black Wealth training manual. So feel free to grab a copy on Amazon. And that's pretty much it, guys. So have a good day. I'll see you soon. Love you. Talk to you later. Peace.